to the angels everywhere, upon many men that deserve your mercy, but I don't deserve your mercy again. No, keep it kosher, we living how we supposed to. Every Sabbath on the block where we be posted.
Where you from? You say, all right, then you know it ain't nothing to do out here, bro. Come back, come back, come back. You mutting it. No, you mutting it at this point. You mutting it at this point. You mutting it. You mutting it. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Come back, come back. Give me Deuteronomy 7. Let me give you Deuteronomy 7:6. Let me show you something, man. Because listen, man, we out here teaching our people who they are according to the Bible. Because according to America, you ain't nothing but a dog, a monkey, and a thug, man. According to America, the black man is worth nothing. A dead black dog is worth more than a dead black man in America. Tell me I'm wrong. A black man gets shot in the street, but what did he do? What did he do? He must have been robbing somebody, right? He must have been doing. Give me that, man. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
Every time you look in the mirror, I need you to understand that this is who you truly are. Read.
For thou art an holy people.
He said, what type of people?
For thou art an holy people.
The Most High describes you as holy. Read.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
He said that you were chosen people. Read.
To be a special people.
He said that you were special people. Read.
Unto himself.
Read.
Above all people.
And he said that you were superior people. He said you were a holy, chosen, special, superior person. Now, do you get treated like that in America? Yes or no? Do you get treated like a holy person? Do you get treated like you chosen? Do you get treated like you special? Listen, the best explanation I can give you is, you know when brothers get their new Jordans and they don't want to crease them? That's how it is, man. That's how you're supposed to be treated, right? With sincerity and care, but they treat us like dogs, man. They give us the worst foods. Our education system sucks, and they make us believe as if we actually have a part in this world, but we don't. Now, the hope that we have is that if we keep these commandments, our Lord and Savior Christ is going to come back and redeem us out of this captivity. Because our people were brought here on slave ships, right? Were they brought over here to be investors in Goldman Sachs? No. Were they brought here to be investors in Apple? No. They were brought over here to be slaves. So if they were brought over here to be slaves, and they had descendants, and me and you were standing here right now, what are we today? Are we still not slaves? Aren't we still the biggest consumer in America? Because the whole point of having slaves is to have free labor. It's for you to be able to make capital without spending any. So now today they still use you as a slave, because when they come out with a company, they're gonna target you. The owner of KFC is white, but she uses a black woman because I need to target you. Now, what is your responsibility on earth? God made you his chosen people, but what is your responsibility on earth? What do you think you need to be doing? Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. As your brother, you can see we're very serious about this, man. We don't like to see our people not knowing who they are. Because if you don't know who you are, all you're doing is walking into a ledge that's going to lead to death, man. And I got to stop you before you reach there.
Read. Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 12.
Read.
And now Israel.
And now who?
And now Israel.
What's your ethnicity? Are you Jamaican, Haitian, Bahamian, Black American, Puerto Rican?
Got a little Black American, look small Dominican.
What about, what is it on your father's side?
What is called Bahamian.
Bahamian. So you would be from the tribe of Benjamin. Now, being an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin, this is your requirements. You have requirements at your job, right? You have requirements. What type of job? What type of work you do?
Self-employed.
You self-employed? Okay. Well, even if you're self-employed, you got to put in some type of work, right? If you don't put in the work, then your business is going to fail. You ain't going to get no money coming in. Basically, what I'm saying is, if you don't fulfill your requirements, it's detrimental to you. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12.
Read.
And now Israel.
And now Israel. What's your name, brother?
Vincent.
Huh?
Vincent.
Vincent. Brother Vincent from the tribe of Benjamin. Read.
What does the Lord thy God require of thee?
What does God require of you? When God gives you a requirement, you cannot negotiate. When your mama tell you, take out the trash before I come home, you don't say, well, Ma, can I do it after you come home? No. She's giving you a requirement. You don't get to negotiate that. Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
God said you got to fear him. Right? God says you have to fear him. Now, what does it mean to fear God? Remember, these are your requirements from God. So you should be really interested in what it is that you have to do, because God is going to judge you upon your requirements that he gave you. The same way if your boss say, listen, I need that report on my desk by 3 o'clock. If it's 3:05 and it's not on their desk, your ass trash. Right? You in trouble. So the same way, if God is giving your requirements, and then when you pass away from this life, it's time for you to meet him, and he want to see if you been keeping these requirements and you haven't, then he got something for you. Read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 15.
Read.
They that fear the Lord,
They that fear the Lord, read.
will not disobey his word.
Everybody say they fear God, but nobody want to keep his word.
Right.
Nobody want to hear what God got to say. What sense does it make that Christ, his son, came and died so that you don't have to keep the commandments anymore? Why would Christ come and die so now I can be a murderer? Does that make sense? Christ died so I can kill you and not have to worry about nothing happening to me? That don't make sense. But in the Christian church, they teach you the law is done away with. It was nailed to the cross with God. If there's a people, the Israelites, and they don't have a law, then they would be a lawless people. Lawless people, the only thing that is surrounding them is chaos. You understand what I'm trying to say? And that's why we wonder why, when we say the hood, there's a kind of a spirit that goes behind that. When I say I live in the hood, people think, well, damn, it's a lot of murders, it's a lot of robbery, it's a lot of fornication going on, it's a lot of drug activity. That's what the hood is, right? That's what the term hood would mean. Now, it's short for neighborhood, but when we say it, we're saying that all of these things go on in our community. And that's because we are fulfilling our requirement. Because if I feared God, I wouldn't sleep with your woman. If I feared God, I wouldn't smoke crack. I wouldn't do drugs. I wouldn't be smoking weed. I wouldn't steal from you. I wouldn't break the Sabbath day. I wouldn't kill you. All of these things would not be happening if we actually fear God, but we don't, which is why the conditions of the hood are what they are. Keep reading Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12.
Read.
And now Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee?
Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
And to fear God is what? To not disobey his what? To not disobey his good. Because that's one of your requirements. Read. And I'm going to ask you what your requirements are at the end. So I hope you're listening. Read.
To walk in all his ways.
Read.
And to love him.
And to what?
And to love him.
How do you say you love God? Give me 1 John 5. How do you say you love God? I'm asking you how you think it is because I want to replace that train of thought with what the word says. Because if you were to ask everybody here, how do you love God? We would all answer on one accord. Without me prepping anybody, I just want you to ask us. Just say, brothers, how do y'all love God? And I want you to see how we all gonna answer. Ask the question. To keep the commandments. Everybody's gonna say it. All of us know to love God is to keep the commandments. But where did we get that from? Read.
The book of 1 John chapter 5 verse 3.
Read.
For this is the love of God.
Read.
That we keep his commandments.
That we what?
That we keep his commandments.
Read.
And his commandments are not grievous.
If anybody say they love God and they don't keep their commandments, they're a liar. Now, am I just saying that or did I get that from the Bible? 1 John 2 and 3. Right? Let's see. Because you could say I could say I love God. But if you're not keeping the commandments of God, you don't really love God, man. Right? If your wife tell you she love you, but yet she cheating on you every day, do she really love you? Huh? No, I mean, I'm asking you. If you had a wife and she said she love you, but she cheat on you every day, does that mean she love you?
Please, she can still love you, but
No, she can't still love you. Because you have to understand something. There is a covenant, a contract that comes with marriage. There are rules to this thing. You cannot do whatever you want in a marriage. When you abide by those laws, when you abide by those rules of marriage, that shows that you love that person, man. That shows that you love your husband. She cannot be committing adultery and then turn around and say she loves you. That don't make sense because adultery is against the commandments of God, and we just read that love is keeping the commandments of God. So it's impossible for her to love you and be cheating on you at the same time. So it's impossible for us to love God but be committing sin at the same time. Am I saying you're not going to fall short? I'm not saying that. But when you're a perpetual sinner, it is a problem. Read.
The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3.
Read.
And hereby we do know that we know him.
Read.
If we keep his commandments.
The only way you can state that you know God is that you keep his commandments. If you don't keep his commandments and you say you know him, if you don't keep his commandments and you say that you love him, you're a liar. Read.
He that saith I know him.
He that saith I know him, meaning he that saith I keep his commandments, read.
And keepeth not his commandments.
But he doesn't keep the commandments, read.
Is a liar.
Is a what?
Is a liar.
Is a what?
Is a liar.
You're a liar, man. Give me 1 Corinthians 13 and 5. Now, what is the process going forward? You just realized, damn, man, for me to show God love, I got to keep the commandments. For me to really get to know God, I got to keep the commandments. Let's see what the next step you should take, brother. Read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5.
Read.
Doeth not behave itself unseemly.
Examine ourselves. Where's the 2 Corinthians 13 and 5?
Yeah, come. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5.
Read.
Examine yourself.
What it say?
Examine
How y'all
yourself.
sisters doing today? Y'all believe in the word of God, man? Listen, man. When you turn 60, you're not going to look as good, sis. And then you're going to have to meet God. The same person you want to ignore. Read.
Examine yourselves.
Read.
Whether ye be in the faith.
Whether what?
Whether ye be in the faith.
Now you got to go and examine yourself. Am I keeping God's commandments? So we're going to hold a mirror up to your face right now. And we're going to give you a few commandments. And you have to examine, are you keeping them or not? Give me Leviticus 19 verse 27. Brother, what you're seeing right here is the answer to your prayers. Because the Most High has compassion enough on his people to send his prophets into the highways and byways to teach the people. God wasn't going to visit you in a dream. He's not going to put some voice in your head. What he's going to do is allow your steps to pass by the prophets. And then allow your ears to hear his words. That's the answer to your prayer. Because everything you need to be doing, he wrote down here. This is your instruction manual. When he fashioned you and built you, this is what you came with on your back. Right? If you was a toy in a box, the Bible would come with you, right? Do not feed pork, right? Do not have doing stuff on the Sabbath day. That's what it would come with. This is your instruction manual. Read.
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 27.
Read.
Ye shall not round the corners of your heads. Neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard.
It say, listen, it is against God to shave your head bald if you are not naturally bald. Brother, did you go naturally bald or you shaved it?
Natural, brother.
All right, then you good. Right, you good. But if you just say, if your wife say, I like you with the bald head, I like to rub your bald head, you gotta rebuke her. Because she coming in the spirit of Satan, man. Because it's against God's law to shave your sister, come on, man.
We not some good niggas, man.
Sister, come on, man. Listen, hey, you know the Most High watching you right now, right?
I don't give a fuck.
Don't worry, because guess what? When she gotta meet God and she's screaming, hey, listen, she said she the Most High. When she in the shower later, all her hair gonna fall out. Read, man. That's what's gonna happen, man. The Most High gonna strike the crown of her head and she gonna be like, that's on me. Read.
Leviticus 19 and verse 27.
Read.
Ye shall not round the corners
Brother,
of
we
your
ain't
head.
done talk. Come back, man. Come back. Don't let that distract you. Come on, we at the crib. We in Miami. You gotta be a little bit stronger than that. You know that's gonna happen. Come on now, bro. You say you from the crib. I don't know. You was born in Miami or you moved to Miami? You're all right then. So I don't want to hear that, man. You was in G5, right? You been at G5. You been at Coco's. You been at Take One. I don't want to hear that. You seen that before? Read, man. What you say, Cap? He's Lauderdale. No.
You know Chicago.
Pompano. Read, man.
You shall not round the corners of your head. Neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard.
So God said you can't shave your head bald, and you can't take off your beard. Now I don't see no beard. I gotta ask you, do you grow a beard and you just shave it because you want to be baby face, or do you not grow a beard? Which one? You don't grow like no. I didn't say if it grow. I didn't say if it grow like that. I said unless you don't grow one at all, like hair just does not come on your face. If you even got a little bit, you gotta leave it there, man. If you even got what they do, if you even got a little bit, you gotta leave it there, man. You can't just shave it off because the Most High commands you to do it. A beard is a sign of manly dignity. There's only two people not supposed to have a beard: a woman and a child. If you a man, you're supposed to have your beard, man. Let me show you something else. You eat pork? Now listen, one of your requirements was to fear God, right? And to fear God is to not disobey his word, right? Do you agree that what we're reading is God's word? Say it again? You trust that this is God's word? All right, so now, before I read it, do you fear God? You all right? Read it.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7.
Read.
And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
The pork, the pig, the ham, the pepperoni, the baconator, the salami, right? No, I want to hear it, right? Read.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed.
Because when you read earlier in the chapter, clean animals can be eaten. Unclean animals cannot be eaten. For an animal to be considered clean, it has to be cloven-footed, it has to part the hoof, and it has to chew the cud. The swine only parts the hoof and his cloven footed, but it does not chew the cud. That makes it unclean. And an unclean animal, this is how you deal with it. Read.
Yet he cheweth not the cud.
Read.
He is unclean to you.
He's what?
He is unclean to you.
So the swine and any other unclean animal, I'm going to the brother's palace. So the swine, the pig, the ham, the hog, the boar is an unclean animal. So any animal that is unclean, this is what you can't do. Read.
Of their flesh.
Of their what?
Of their flesh.
Read.
Shall ye not eat.
God said you cannot eat.
Right.
The pig. You cannot eat pork. That is a requirement of you. And if you fear God, you adhere to the requirement. Now, you find yourself eating pork, in that same moment, I want you to tell yourself, I don't fear God. Because if you lie to yourself and say you do, you would not be eating pork. This is the type of refinement it's going to take, but I'm going to be honest with you. Am I going to say it's going to happen tomorrow? No. I don't like to place a burden on my people, but I do want to encourage them to move in the right direction. So don't think that you got to be perfect by tomorrow, but the next time you go to a restaurant and they got the chicken salad, the pork salad, or the turkey salad, you better not get the pork salad.
Right.
Because you will not be fulfilling your requirement given to you by God. To hell with me, bro. I could die tomorrow. To hell with me. I'm talking about what's been in your grandma's Bible since you've been born. How old are you? 37. For 37 years, it's been there. It's just today, on your 37th year of living, you heard it. That's it. Now, what's the difference between you and the brother standing up here? We acted upon the information that was given to us. Now, you can continue to walk up and down an Ocean Drive and hope that a female twerk in front of you. That's probably the best you're going to get. Or you can come and be with your brothers, man, and preach the same word that's being preached to you. Because this is love, man. We'll sacrifice our Saturday afternoon to come and talk to you instead of running around these females. Because you want to know what? After the Sabbath day, when the sun go down, they're still going to be here. Right? But what about Brother Vincent, man? What about Brother Vincent, who's looking for the answers but just don't have no direction? Who are we to say we're not going to put in the work to call Brother Vincent back, man? That gives me more of a better feeling to get one of these females' numbers, man. Right? This give me a better feeling, man, to see the smile on your face. Because now I already know in your mind, now you're thinking, damn, you know what? It's probably going to be tough, but I'm the type of man, I'm going to try, dog. I'm going to give it my best. You got children? You could be a perfect example to them, man. You got a wife, a lady? No? Hey, listen, you know, that's a tough part of life, man, right? But guess what? If you get one, you got to be a stand-up guy. All of these women, they probably wouldn't want to deal with us. Why? Because they couldn't come out the house walking like this, bro, if they was with one of us. That's out. That's dead, bro. That's dead because we willing to sacrifice wife, son, daughter, mama, daddy to serve the Most High. Keep reading. Do you eat pork? Do you eat shrimp, crab, and lobster? Oh, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. Read.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 9.
Read.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
Read.
Whatsoever have fins and scales.
They say what?
Whatsoever have fins and scales.
The crab don't have fins and scales. The shark don't have fins and scales. The lobster don't have fins and scales. The shrimp don't have fins and scales. The catfish don't have fins and scales. So when you about to go out to somewhere that sells seafood and you see something on the menu and you don't know if it has fins and scales, you need to type in Google, does such and such have fins and scales? If it say yeah, you're good to go. If it say no, don't eat it. It's that simple. Now, mind you, I'm giving you commandments that have to pertain to your everyday life. Your appearance is part of your everyday life. You have to eat every day. Now, there are certain days within the week that God says you have to observe, meaning you have to remember what day it is, right? You can't just say, oh man, I forgot today was the Sabbath day. The Most High not going to allow you to do that. Give me Leviticus 23 verse 2. The whole reason why we are out here today is because we understand and observe the day in which God said to observe. So you getting this word, you getting this love, you getting this instruction from God, all happened because we, right? No, I'm not even gonna say we. God put the Spirit upon us to fear Him enough to keep the Sabbath day. And in keeping the Sabbath day, we're now able to talk to Brother Vincent, who needed this word. Because Brother Vincent is trying to find his way. He probably dealt with Islam. He probably dealt with Christianity. He probably even dealt with Buddhism. But now he's able to come back to his heritage, something he never has to question. Because this is what he was the day he was born. He just never knew it. This is not a religion. I'm not selling you on anything. What I'm telling you is, whether you want to believe it or not, you have to keep his commandments. If you don't, bad things are going to happen to you, man. Read.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 2.
Read.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Speak unto Vincent from the tribe of Benjamin. Read.
And say unto them.
What am I supposed to say unto Vincent?
Concerning the feast of the Most High. Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Be what?
Holy convocations.
God gave us special days to be separate gatherings. Times that we're supposed to come together, right? And rejoice in being his chosen people. Because being his chosen people is good, bro. We are the only people that have a connection with God. No other race, right? No other people on the planet, other than the Israelites, have a connection with God, man.
That's right.
The only people who have a connection with God are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Read.
Even these are my feet.
Even what?
Even these are my feet.
Read.
6 days shall work be done. But the seventh day.
But the what day?
But the seventh day.
God say on the Sabbath day, you're supposed to be doing what?
Is the Sabbath of rest.
It's supposed to Sabbath day. You ain't supposed to be out here walking up and down on the beach, man. You ain't supposed to be out here buying and selling.
Right.
You're supposed to be keeping God's commandments, man. But a lot of our people don't want to deal with it, man. A lot of our people want to do whatever they want to do, man. And then you know why? Because they think God's soft. They need to read the Bible, man. The Most High put people to death for breakfast.
Right.
The Most High put people to death for breakfast. Did you forget he flooded the whole world? Did he consult the people of the earth and say, do y'all want me to flood y'all out? No. He got with Noah and said, yo, build the boat, because I'm finna destroy these people, man.
Right.
He killed everybody on earth except 8 people. And people think God's soft. People think they can live however they want to live and just say, God, forgive me, bro. That's not how God fashioned us to be, man. God fashioned us to be his servants. You know, the only reason why you got breath in your lungs is because you're supposed to be a servant of God. So if you ain't serving God, what you doing? He might as well take you out right now. You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. When you ain't doing what you're supposed to do at your job, you get fired, right? Well, getting fired from being a servant of the Most High means giving up your life, man. Meaning your spirit going back to him. So we established no shaving your beard. We established don't break the Sabbath day, which is from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. So the next time you think about going out on Friday night, you better think about it's the Sabbath day and I can't do it. Now let me tell you what's gonna happen. Give me Sirach 2:1. Let me tell you what's gonna happen on Friday night. Right? The Most High didn't ordain us to be prophets for no reason. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen on Friday night. Read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1.
Read.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord.
Now, if you say, you know what, I'm not going to eat the pork. I'm not going to eat the shrimp, the crab, and the lobster. I'm not going to break the Sabbath day. I'm not going to shave my beard. Read.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
Prepare what?
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
So now let me tell you what's going to happen in all the three commandments I just gave you. You're supposed to wear your beard. That girl who you've been DMing, she going to DM you back and say, you cute, but I like men with beard. I mean, I like men with no beard. Now you're going to be like, damn. I've been trying to get that up for 7 months. Right? Damn, what I'm gonna do? She like men with no beard, but I know I'm supposed to keep my beard. What you gonna do? You gonna keep the beard or you gonna shave the beard? Huh? All right, now. Same scenario, right? Same scenario. You go out, right? You take a lady out. Y'all go out and have a meal, right? And she say, you know what? Can we share? He said, and she gonna say, you wanna share the crab leg fountain with me, right? You wanna share the ultimate feast with me? What you gonna do? Huh? You gonna deny the date or you gonna go out with her? No, all right. So let's say that same female, right? Let's say she said, well, you know, I want to go out, but I want to go out to a seafood spot. Right? I want to go try they new lobster and crab combo special. What you gonna do? You gonna go out with her? Or you gonna say, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't eat those type of foods. Let's go somewhere else. What you gonna do? Cause she might reject you after you decide to go somewhere else. What you gonna do? Huh? You can't say, hey, see? And that's why I gotta put you in these scenarios. Because Satan is gonna test you. He gonna send that. He gonna send something after you to entice you to do the things that the Most High say don't do. Now, on the Sabbath day, it's gonna be Friday night, and your dogs them finna hit your phone. Bruh, slide. Bruh, they all finna be there, bruh. They choosing. They finna be there. What you gonna do? It's Friday night. You know it's the Sabbath, but the dogs them calling telling you the female's gonna be at the spot. What you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? You said what?
I done got the gun.
Nah. He trying to buy time. What you gonna do? It's Friday night. Your dogs them hit your phone, right? Say all the bad ones at the club right now. It's Friday night though. It's the Sabbath. I'm calling your phone too, asking you if you're gonna be at service tomorrow. What you going? Who you gonna respond to? Cause I'm gonna call. Hey, brother Vincent. You know we got Sabbath service tomorrow. Hope to see you. But then your dogs them calling you at the same time, telling you it's time to go out, man. We finna go get drunk, get these women. What you gonna do? Huh? Cap, what'd he say, Cap? Cap, what'd he say? You ain't going out? All right, we'll see. We'll see.
We're talking about Friday.
Right?
We're talking about Friday.
Huh? Friday night. You ain't going out? All right, now. I'm gonna get your number, brother Vincent, and I'm gonna call you on Friday night. Now, if I don't get an answer, I'm gonna assume you out, and I'm gonna text you a message, and I'm gonna rebuke you, and I'm gonna make you feel bad, cause I know I spent some good time instructing my brother on what he's supposed to do and not be doing, man. I'm gonna feel real disrespected if I'm calling my brother, trying to keep the Shabbat with him, and he give him a call, cause he don't want me to find out that he in the club just sticking and juking, right? Right? Listening to DJ Chip, man. All right? We gotta make sure, man, that you getting built up in the spirit, man.
Angels everywhere, upon many men that deserve your mercy, but I don't deserve your mercy again. No, keep it kosher, we living how we supposed to. Every Sabbath on the block where we be posted. Israel requires son, but you won't show it, no. This the generation of faith, and we just know it, yeah.